Whilst the theme parks get the most attention, Orlando's year-round sunshine makes it the perfect destination for water parks. Whether you prefer a relaxing drift on an extravagant lazy river or the adrenaline rush of a water coaster, Orlando's water parks have something for everyone. The only issue is deciding which one to visit. Hi, I'm the Frugal Brit, and in this video I'll be taking you on a guide through Orlando's 5 best water parks, covering the pros and cons of each. I'll also be doing a top 5 slide ranking for each park. Without further ado, let's dive in. We'll be covering the parks in reverse size order, so we'll start with Discovery Cove, arguably Orlando's most interesting and unique water park, the sister park of SeaWorld and Aquatica, the latter of which we'll be covering later in the video. The price of admission for Discovery Cove may be steep, but it covers nearly everything, which includes parking, breakfast and lunch buffets, equipment, unlimited beer and wine, sunscreen, snacks and lockers, all in stark contrast to Orlando's usual way of doing things. In addition to its all-inclusivity, Discovery Cove stands out for its marine life interactions and complete lack of water slides, the park's natural beauty and serene experiences being the park's main attractions. And unlike the other parks in this video, you also won't have to worry much about crowds and queue lines, as attendance is limited to ensure a feeling of luxury and exclusivity. The park is divided into 3 main areas: the Wind Away River section to the east, and the Grand Reef Habitat to the west, and the Dolphin Lagoon in the centre. This Dolphin Lagoon is where you head to for the dolphin swim, the experience which the park is most famous for. It's technically an upcharge experience, but most ticket sellers will offer a ticket that covers both admission and the 30-minute dolphin swim. First timers should definitely consider this upgrade, as it's the park's signature experience. After a shallow water introduction, guests are taken into deeper waters where they can hold on to the dolphin's dorsal fin and enjoy a brief ride across the lagoon. Over in the Grand Reef at Discovery Cove, guests can swim alongside thousands of tropical fish and rays, with clear waters providing excellent visibility to admire the vibrant marine life up close. It contains diverse environments, including coral reefs, hidden grottos, and bridges over shark habitats. Discovery Cove's Wind Away River stands out among your typical lazy river, taking guests on a serene journey through various scenic environments. Unlike many lazy rivers, it integrates with several of Discovery Cove's animal exhibits, most notably the lush Explorers Aviary, where you can observe and interact with exotic birds. So is Discovery Cove the right water park for you? As mentioned, I really appreciated its all-inclusive pricing model. Unlike SeaWorld's other parks, they don't nickel and dime you for everything. So better value than most people give it credit for, especially if you opt for one of the tickets that gives 14 days access to SeaWorld, Aquatica and Busch Gardens. There are a couple downsides though. Cameras and phones are prohibited in the Dolphin Lagoon, requiring guests to purchase professional photo packages if they want memories of their dolphin encounter, which feels a bit exploitative. Additionally, the quality of the food at the buffet is adequate, but nothing special, and due to the park's focus on relaxation and animal interactions, thrill seekers will likely be disappointed by the lack of adrenaline-pumping experiences. Next, we'll make the journey down the I-4 to Walt Disney World, which offers 2 water parks, which are Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. The smaller of the 2 is Blizzard Beach, themed around an amusing tale of a freak snowstorm that hit Florida. This unexpected event led to the creation of a ski resort, but as the snow began to melt, the ski slopes transformed into thrilling water slides, and the resort was reborn as a water park. Blizzard Beach is designed with a circular layout, with its lazy river encircling the park. The park's main focal point is Mount Gushmore, which is where most of the major slides and attractions are located. At the base of Mount Gushmore lies Meltaway Bay, the park's surf pool, fed by melting snow waterfalls, creating gentle bobbing waves. The park's lazy river is known as Cross Country Creek, which is the longest of all the lazy rivers covered in this video, with 7 entrances. It's a convenient and enjoyable way to travel between different areas of the park. Next, we'll cover the attractions specifically designed for kids. Over in Tykes Peak, you have the smaller versions of some of the park's largest slides. And since a 2021 refurbishment, the area includes Anna and Elsa's Igloo Castle, and a wading pool featuring Olaf and Snowgly figures. You also have the Ski Patrol Training Camp, an interactive area designed to simulate the skills and agility required by a ski patrol team. One of its highlights is the Cool Runners Inner Tube slide, which sends young riders down a snow-covered hill. Before I get into the park's top 5 slides, let's talk about the park's unique way to get to them, which is the chairlift, which takes guests to the top of the mountain. A fun and unique experience, but be aware that it's not the quickest way to get to the slides, especially around midday. You may want to take the stairs instead. Next, we'll dive into Blizzard Beach's top 5 slides. For my 5th best, I've gone for Slush Gusher, which is a high-speed body slide standing 90 feet tall, which sends you down Mount Gushmore with 2 thrilling hills, providing moments of airtime as you zip down the slope. Runoff Rapids takes my 4th spot. This is a single rider inner tube slide with 3 different slides running down the backside of Mount Gushmore, 2 open and 1 enclosed. These are some of the longest slides at Blizzard Beach, characterised by a series of gentle dips and sharp turns, simulating the slow melting snow from the peak of the mountain. For number 3, we have Teamboat Springs. Riders board 6-person rafts that are propelled down a winding, 12,000 foot long course designed to simulate a whitewater rafting adventure. Downhill Double Dipper is my 2nd entry. It's a racing tube slide where 2 people go side by side, beginning with an enclosed tube section before bursting into the open with exhilarating drops, giving the sensation of free falling. The splashdown pool even has digital stop clocks to display riders' times. My best slide at Blizzard Beach has to go to Summit Plummet. Perched atop Mount Gushmore at 120 feet high, it's designed to resemble a ski jump, providing riders with an impressive panoramic view of the entire park before they take the plunge down one of the tallest and fastest freefall body slides in the world, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles per hour at an almost vertical angle, combining the rush of freefall with a refreshing splashdown at the bottom. Is Blizzard Beach the right choice for you? I'd say it boasts thrill slides that outshine those at Typhoon Lagoon. It has superior kids areas, ensuring plenty of fun for young families, and its unique snowy mountain theme will also appeal more to younger visitors. As I've mentioned, the lazy river is a great way of travelling around the park. Despite Disney often getting criticism for its prices, both water parks offer better value than you'd expect when you consider the free parking and cheaper locker rentals compared to some alternatives. In terms of downsides, the artificial snow theming is likely to be less appealing to adults who may prefer the more tropical or natural setting offered by all other parks in this video. Blizzard Beach only has 1 substantial dining location, which limits food options compared to the other parks covered. Lastly, the biggest downside to Blizzard Beach has to be that the Disney parks operate on a part-time basis these days. It seems for the foreseeable future, Blizzard Beach will be limited to only being open between November and March, so not ideal for those wanting to visit during the more popular hotter months. Next, we'll dive into Disney's oldest operating water park, which is Typhoon Lagoon, located towards the south of the Disney World map near Disney Springs. The theme of Typhoon Lagoon is a tropical paradise that was hit by a legendary typhoon, leaving shipwrecks, fishing gear and surfboards scattered across the island, which creates a ramshackle tropical town atmosphere. The park's most notable shipwreck is Miss Tilly, a shrimp boat impaled upon the Mount Mayday mountain. Typhoon Lagoon's layout centres around a giant surf pool encircled by a lazy river. Unlike Blizzard Beach, most of the park's slides are situated around the outer rim rather than inside the river. This lazy river is known as Castaway Creek, a 2,000 foot long waterway, making it slightly smaller than the one at Blizzard Beach. It takes around 20 minutes to float through at a leisurely pace, passing shipwrecked items scattered through a tropical paradise, with waterfalls, rope bridges and lush rainforest scenery. Directly above Castaway Creek is the Mountain Trail, an elevated walkway that offers a perfect way to see the park and get a closer look at Miss Tilly. Next, we'll climb back down for the Typhoon Lagoon surf pool, the park's most famous attraction, which holds over 3 million gallons of water and spans 2.5 acres. Powerful machines generating 6-foot wall waves every 90 seconds, with each wave said to hold 80,000 gallons of water. This is the most intense surf pool out of all the parks covered in the video. Typhoon Lagoon has just the one kids area, known as Ketchikiddee Creek. This playful shipwreck-themed area includes mini slides, water jets, and a waterfall cave. Now we'll shift gears to Typhoon Lagoon's top 5 slides, starting with Keelhaul Falls, a single rider inner tube slide. Guests navigate mild twists and turns through scenic rockwork, passing through a cavern-like section, gliding under bridges, and ending with a gentle splash. Next up at number 4 is Humunga Cowabunga, a high-speed body slide located next to Mount Mayday. This adrenaline-pumping slide plunges riders down a near-vertical drop from a height of 5 stories, sliding through 214 feet of enclosed chute through the mountain's rockwork. In third place is Gangplank Falls, a fantastic 4-person family raft slide. This adventure takes riders through a rocky cavern, encountering special effects like salvaged dynamite craters along the way before splashing into the runoff pool. In the second spot, we have Crush and Gusher Water Coaster, themed around an abandoned fruit processing plant and offers 3 different routes: Pineapple Plunger, Coconut Crusher and Banana Blaster. It's classified as a water coaster as it uses impressive water jets to propel uphill and through dark tunnels with multiple twists and turns. Finally, the top spot goes to the Misadventure Falls family raft slide, which is themed around the shipwreck of Captain Mary Oceaneer, a treasure hunter and member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Riders are transported on a conveyor belt past the remains of Captain Oceaneer's treasure hunting ship. As you climb past the ship's salvage crane, precariously clinging to a treasure chest, you'll twist and turn through tunnels and drops, passing various treasure-themed decor before splashing back down to base camp. So how does Typhoon Lagoon compare with the other water parks? I'd say it has the best backstory. You could even make the case that it has the best theming too. Personally, I prefer the tropical paradise theming to the fake snow at Blizzard Beach, although kids will likely disagree. The surf pool is the best in Florida, although can be a bit too intense for some. Along with Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon does feel a bit more dated and less technologically advanced compared to Universal's offering. Additionally, its lineup of slides is the least thrilling compared to the other parks covered in the video, with high thrills for the most part limited to the surf pool. However, Typhoon Lagoon does offer a unique nighttime experience with its H2O After Hours separately ticketed event. This offers guests the opportunity to experience Typhoon Lagoon with the reduced crowds and shorter wait times. Featuring impressive lighting effect, the park is transformed into a colourful nighttime paradise. There's also a DJ-hosted dance party on the beach in front of the surf pool, with characters making random appearances on stage throughout the evening. Guests can enjoy complimentary ice cream bars, popcorn and select drinks. Is it worth doing? The park looks incredible at night. It's really nice to not have to worry about sun exposure, and the atmosphere is fantastic. However, it might be hard to justify the admission price if you already have access to the water parks during the daytime. Lastly, whilst it markets itself as having reduced crowd, I wasn't really convinced by this, with the wait times being lower during the first 2 hours in the morning from experience. Our next destination is SeaWorld's Aquatica Orlando, which is located next to SeaWorld on the other side of International Drive. The park is themed to a South Pacific paradise with lush landscaping, sandy beaches, and vibrant colours reminiscent of an island getaway. What sets Aquatica apart is its unique combination of thrilling water slides and marine life exhibits. Here's the map layout for Aquatica. Unlike Disney parks, Aquatica isn't organised around a lazy river and doesn't have a big visual focal point. Aquatica's lazy river is known as Loggerhead Lane, much smaller than the ones at Disney. Guests float along a gentle current in tubes, enjoying the surrounding scenery, which includes waterfalls and grottos. One of its highlights is passing through an aquarium featuring exotic tropical fish. It also travels through the park's Commerson's dolphin exhibit, offering a unique view of these playful creatures. The park's other river attraction is Rowers Rapids, located in the centre of the park. Unlike Loggerhead Lane, Rowers Rapids is a more intense experience, propelling guests along swift currents through a significant portion of the park. Aquatica has 2 wave pools, which are Big Surf Shores and Cutback Cove, situated alongside Aquatica's main beach. Cutback Cove, the deeper of the two, reaches up to 6.5 feet, the narrower of the two, resulting in stronger waves. Big Surf Shores, on the other hand, is wider and shallower, offering a more relaxed wave experience. The park's main kids area is Walkabout Waters, a 3-storey tall rain fortress play area spanning 15,000 square feet. It features twisting slides, sprinklers and other adventures. It also contains 2 massive tipping buckets that trench everyone below with gallons of water. The park's newest kids area is Churi's Kid Cove, which opened in 2023, which contains various water elements like watering palms and mini slides. The highlight is the Tamariki Twirl Wave Slide. Switching gears, it's time to cover the park's top 5 slides. Reef Plunge ranks as my 5th best slide, a 300-foot long enclosed body slide located near the entrance to the park, probably the park's most recognisable attraction, with its clear tubing that allows riders to view marine life as they descend into the Commerson's dolphin exhibit. It does look really cool when you slow it down on video, but when on the slide, you're moving too fast to get a decent view of anything, but a cool concept nevertheless. Carry Curl is my 4th best slide. Using 4-person rafts, riders are sent into a huge colourful tunnel, followed by a steep drop before rising up a 35-foot vertical wall, providing a brief sensation of weightlessness before riders descend into another tunnel near the catch pool. Ihu's Breakaway Falls ranks 3rd for me. It's a collection of 4 drop slides, the tallest and steepest of its kind in Orlando. Riders step into one of 3 breakaway boxes, then without warning, you're sent plummeting down a 40-foot drop, followed by a twisting, turning slide, the most thrilling of all the park's slides. My second favourite is Tassie's Underwater Twist, the park's newest attraction, a reimagining of the former Tassie's Twister. Guests access the slide by going inside the Loggerhead Lane Lazy River Island before picking up translucent 2-person rafts. At the top of the platform, riders are sent down 2 funnel-like slides at high speeds and then plunged into a giant bowl containing captivating video projections of the underwater world of Australia's Shark Bay, accompanied by a synchronised orchestral score. This section was obviously the main upgrade from the slide's predecessor. Anticipation later builds for the eventual descent, which often sends riders down backwards towards Loggerhead Lane. My top spot goes to the Ray Rush 6-person raft slide, which you access at the top of a 60-foot tower. It starts with a powerful jet launch into a giant translucent sphere, rocking back and forth as waves of water swirl around you. Finally, riders drop into the attraction's signature element, an open-air half-pipe that resembles the shape of a manta ray, later entering another enclosed tube, ending with a trip through a shower finish line at the splash pool. Is Aquatica Orlando the right water park for you? I'd say it definitely stands out with its impressive variety of slides. Compared to the Disney parks, I found it harder to rank a top 5. One of its biggest strengths is its appeal to families. It's probably the best park for kids, featuring 2 large kiddie areas that provide endless fun. One big positive is the park's commitment to offer a new attraction every year, even if it's just a renovation or a reimagining of an older attraction. This is something all other parks in the video fall behind on. The atmosphere at Aquatica is another strong point for me. It has a more laid-back vibe compared to the other options, reminiscent of the old Wet n Wild before it turned into the endless summer resorts. But there are some drawbacks. Charges for parking, lockers and other essentials is pretty outrageous, which makes it difficult to recommend the park as the better value option, despite offering the cheapest admission prices most of the time. Additionally, Aquatica is the most restrictive in terms of what food you can bring into the park. New for 2024 is Aquatica's AQUAGLOW event, which I got a chance to experience during my last visit. This is basically Aquatica's answer to Typhoon Lagoon's H2O Glow after hours. Typically it'll cost around 15% more than the Typhoon Lagoon event, but unless you remember to purchase more than a week in advance, be prepared to pay double, which is what I suffered. So it was opening night when I visited, so they may have been working through some stuff, but I really wasn't too impressed, to be honest. Quite underwhelming in terms of decorations and lighting, very noticeably inferior to the competing event at Typhoon Lagoon. The laser light show was comically bad. Bears repeating that it was opening night, but after paying $105, I'm not feeling particularly charitable. Now for the 5th and final water park in the video, we have Universal's Volcano Bay, which I suspect might be the favourite of most people watching. The park's theming is centred around the fictional Waturi Islanders, who discovered the island while voyaging across the Pacific Ocean before deciding to make this lush tropical paradise their new home. The centrepiece of the park is Krakatoa, a 200-foot high volcano that serves as a hub for a variety of thrill slides. All other attractions circle the volcano and are split between 3 areas, which are Wave Village, which contains the Waturi Beach wave pool. Then there's River Village, which has the lazy river and the kid-friendly attractions. Lastly, you have Rainforest Village, which contains most of the park's thrill slides. One of the most unique features of Volcano Bay is its Tapu Tapu system. Upon entering the park, every visitor is handed a waterproof Tapu Tapu wristband, which is linked to your ticket and can be connected to the app for purchases in the park. Most of the slides in the park use a virtual line system instead of traditional queues. You use your Tapu Tapu wristband on the totem located at the entrance of each attraction. You'll then receive an estimated return time on your band and can enjoy other areas of the park whilst you wait in the virtual queue. One of the best ways to kill time is around the Kopiko-Wai winding river, a gentle and picturesque river that meanders through the park's landscapes on inner tubes. One of the highlights is going through Stargazer's Cavern, a mist-filled grotto inside the volcano. Be warned that people on the bridges above can use their Tapu Tapu wristband to activate water cannons that spray into the river. As with Aquatica, Volcano Bay has a second, not-so-lazy river. This one is called Tiawa the Fearless River, with its fast-moving current. After donning the mandatory life vests, guests are taken on a thrilling journey through dense foliage, beneath rope bridges, through ancient temples and through the Krakatoa volcano. If you time it right, as you exit the volcano you'll catch a peek of the waves from the wave generator. The park's central swimming pool is the Waturi Beach wave pool, located at the base of the Krakatoa volcano, providing a unique beach setting with sparkling waters and a backdrop of cascading waterfalls, reinforcing the tropical paradise atmosphere. Every 10 minutes, a musical fanfare signals the start of the waves. Guests can walk inside the volcano, with its entryway hidden behind waterfalls, leading you to a network of caverns. Inside, guests will discover colourful fountains surrounding Vol, the digital spirit of Krakatoa, who interacts with guests. For the little ones, you have Runamucka Reef, the main kids area located in River Village. This 3-storey water playground is themed to an exotic coral reef, featuring a number of slides, splash zones, and tons of interactive water features. Just steps away, you'll also find the Tot Tiki Reef splash pad for preschoolers. Moving on to the top 5 slides. Coming in at number 5 are the Oh No and Oh Yeah drop slides, which intertwine before launching riders into a 10-foot deep pool. The purple Oh No slide is the more intense of the two, with a launch point 2 feet higher than the Oh Ya slide. At number 4, I've gone for Kala and Tai Nui, which are 124-foot long trapdoor body slides that start with the riders falling through a trapdoor before heading down clear intertwining tubes, increasing in speed and intensity before splashing into the runoff. The green Tai Nui slide being the more intense of the two. Ranked third is the Kokiri Body Plunge. This is another trapdoor body slide where riders step into a clear capsule at the top of the volcano. After a suspenseful wait, the trapdoor suddenly opens beneath the rider, sending them plummeting down a 70-degree drop spanning 125 feet, making it the tallest body slide in Orlando. And number 2, I've gone for the Onu of the Onu and Ika Moana slides, a multi-person raft slide which begins with a slow turn inside an enclosed tube before throwing riders down a steep drop. The raft then rises up a sloped wall, simulating the sensation of riding an enormous wave. Moments later, the riders experience weightlessness up another wall before heading through a twisting, enclosed tube and sailing onto the run-out pool. Finally, at number 1 is the Krakatau Aqua Coaster, which is not a particularly controversial pick as it's the park's flagship attraction. Guests board 4-person canoes and immediately enter a steep drop. Each time you hit the bottom, induction motors propel riders upwards. The ride includes misty sections inside the volcano above the Fearless River, and hairpin turns inside enclosed tubes, and several rolling hill sections. Easily the best attraction we've covered so far. Is Volcano Bay the right pick for you? It stands out for its beautiful theming and cutting-edge technology. It obviously has the advantage of the Tapu Tapu system, reducing the need to stand in long lines. The park boasts an array of slides, the most in any Orlando water park, with its Tiawa the Fearless River being better than its counterpart in Aquatica. Its dining options are a cut above the typical water park fare, offering a variety of island-inspired dishes. I'll leave my recommendations in the video description. But the park is not without its drawbacks. The shuttle bus system from City Walk to the park is not the most convenient. Navigating the park can also be difficult due to its large size and its central volcano structure. Unlike Blizzard Beach, where the lazy river can be used as transportation, Volcano Bay requires more walking to get around. Parking and locker fees are on the higher side, though not as steep as those at Aquatica. The queue for the Krakatau Aqua Coaster often has wait times that can extend to multiple hours, which can be frustrating despite the virtual queue system. Whilst the slides are thrilling, they lack the immersive storytelling found at Disney's water parks, focusing more on the adrenaline rush than a themed experience. Well, that wraps up my guide to Orlando's water parks. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear which park tops your list or any tips you have to share. If you're planning a trip soon, be sure to check out my other park guides and don't forget to subscribe for future content.